Have you ever been waiting on another Zoom link and you realize you're on the wrong Zoom link? I was on my personal Zoom link, just like waiting for everybody to come. Where's my friends? Welcome, everyone. Okay, so friends, we have a lot to cover today. I'm excited to share one of my favorite lessons that I don't get to give this all the time. It's kind of an annual thing that I do. And what's fun about it is every year it changes, because guess what changes every year? I change. And raise of hands for those of you that have a goal that every year we get to change and we get to grow and leverage the things that we learned to make ourselves better. So we're going to have some fun today. Dennis, I'm going to make you co-host so you can let people in. So today I want to talk about one of my favorite topics, which is how to, I wish someone had told me when I first started these very simple steps, and in a way they did. But I think I wasn't the person that was able to receive those things yet. Does that make sense? Raise of hands for those of you that maybe hear an idea. Hi, Chris. Good to see you, my dear. You maybe hear an idea for the first time and you say, absolutely, yes, that resonates with me 100%. But you might not be the person that can yet implement those things that they're suggesting, right? Raise of hands. I'm still a work in progress myself. Linda, absolutely. I agree with you. So today's gonna be interactive. Every single step we're gonna talk about is something that every one of us can do right now. We can be working on it. Some of us are farther along in our 10 steps. So remember, this is a judgment-free zone. This is a place where we actively work on overcoming that addiction to approval from others, fear of missing out. Resonate with anyone? These are all terms that I've learned through the years, and I want your feedback. I want to, get some examples of how people are doing things. Obviously, I'm going to share mine. First of all, I wanted to find out who was on the call yesterday with Better. Anyone? I know Vicki was there. So I want to open up the floor real quick. First of all, some of you already got a message from me about Better. Got a message from me. Okay, Donis, unmute yourself for a second. Just give me your 30-second, what are you thinking? What's in hand for us that we have an opportunity to take advantage of?
Oh my gosh, just the incredible opportunity that Better is growing into. And the video that I got, I went through and I started looking at it. That is an incredible tool. And I was blown away at the depth and how much information was there.
Well, and for those of you that didn't make the call or maybe haven't, I didn't send it to everyone, but I want to explain something to you. Yesterday, I had oral surgery. I was totally not in my right mind. And I was able to send out about 15 messages, just like that. Okay. So my point is, anyone can do it. It is simple. That's what it's meant to be. And I want to, open the floor up for a second and ask you all, how much have you spent personally on marketing systems? Maybe you've done like I have. You bought a coaching program that taught you how to market. I've probably spent, I was thinking about it yesterday. I've probably spent $30,000 just on coaches and marketing systems that would teach me how to do marketing. Okay. Raise of hands for those of you that have spent some money on marketing in the past. Spent so much. Vicki, absolutely. So this is my first thought when I saw this is, first of all, where has this been my whole life when I've been trying to reinvent the wheel, right? Literally the leverage of artificial intelligence, as long as we have somebody's phone number or email, and we have, a general idea that this would be, I wouldn't be blasting this out, by the way, to a bunch of strangers. I would be taking some thoughtful nature first about who you're sending it to. Um, for $149, you can get a lifetime membership to this marketing system. Are you kidding me? How much again have we spent on marketing systems through the years? Donis, go ahead.
Well, and it's only, that price is only good until midnight on the 4th.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Yeah, there is a
I
limit.
didn't see that. Okay, good. Well, and that, it's good. That shows a sense of urgency. Again, there's going to be people that are not getting this message before then. They're not going to it's still going to be a reasonably priced, offer, right? 100% compared to it blows me away the continued value that Jeff is bringing to this community. Jeff and Curtis, it just absolutely astounds me. They are moving to a paid model, which I think is also very good. Then there's variance on what, the paid model is. Somebody might have taken a screenshot. I know I did, but I don't know how good it was in my state of mind. Let me see okay, yeah. So it was, $5, a whopping $5 a month if you want to keep your personal links active, okay? And then for $15 a month, it includes all those other features, but it gives you access to professional better email, which I think is brilliant. One of my mentors in business, Alex Stern, he says, think big, act big, become big. It's one of the first things he talks to people about is, how most business owners have a Gmail account? He's like, spend the 12 extra dollars to get the domain email. Well, guess what? Now you don't even have to do that because if Better will do it for you for $15 a month. Access to phone support. And then for the, if you want to do the AI generated marketing, I didn't see the monthly on that. Did anyone take note of that? I mean, personally, friends, if this is a business that you are planting your flag with, make the commitment and just do the 149. That's my professional opinion. Go ahead, Mary Alice.
So for the AI, it's
Uh-huh.
$149 per year annual.
Yep.
If you wanted to do it that way. There was a monthly, I don't remember, I just kind of blanked that out. You
Yep.
can't do a $249 access unlimited, but right now to the 4th, like Donis was saying, on the 4th, midnight on the 4th, that goes up to, it will be only $149 until then. And after
Okay,
that,
here it is. Yep. I just went on the website. So here it is basically right here for us. So this is the, just the keep on with your, your membership, which I think is great. And by the way, they are still going to allow people to join Better totally free. They can become part of the Better movement. So the sign up part is still the same. The monthly is only when you want to share the news with others. You want to have your enrollment links, things like that. But anyone can be part of the movement. You know what I mean? So that part's not going to change. This is the pricing for the interactive client journey here. Okay. So like you said, lifetime, $150 through July 4th. After that, it would, if you don't do the lifetime now, it would be annually $150 and or the $25 a month. So, if you are planning, please, friends, just get the annual membership. I mean, the lifetime. Just take the pledge. Make sure. Don't be the person. Please don't be that person that comes back to me, Lisa, why didn't you tell me? Friends, we are going to make an absolute impact in the kingdom with this business. It is already done, just like with Pedro, it's already done. So make a commitment to yourself. Do whatever you can, though. Obviously, we all have our own, budgets that we live with, right? But let's talk about, go ahead, Mary Alice.
Yeah, one quick question. You mentioned that it's still free to sign up with Better and I guess get appointed with all of the
No, that's the difference, is basically a free membership. You can come to the meetings. I think this is a great way for people to get to know the community if they're not sure, right? So that part is still free. They'll get the reminders about the meetings. They can come and join on Wisdom Wednesday. Quite frankly, there are so many people out there in our world that are seeking mentorship. They can't afford it. For example, are you kidding me? Every Wednesday, they can get free mentorship from people that have built multi-million dollar businesses. That alone right there is absolutely priceless, But it also gives people a taste and see of what's possible, because on every one of those calls, of course, there's success stories. There's how are we doing it better? So it gives them real life examples of how others are doing it.
One other thing, if I may.
Yeah, absolutely.
With the AI platform, they do have where you can post on Facebook or LinkedIn.
Yes.
And part of that is in order for them to access the actual video, they have to enter their name and an email address. So
Yeah.
if they do that, then it will up your contact list, because that becomes
exactly. Yeah.
So I thought
It's just such an example of leveraging someone else's skills and abilities to build your list. Absolutely. And I want to show you real quick, if you missed it, where you find this. This is my dashboard, and you'll notice there's a new tab here. It's subscriptions. So this is where you go if you missed the meeting, or, there's emails that went out. The email that went out on yesterday, July 1st, it says Better Plus and Better Pro are live now. Now, one thing I want you to remember is, so I immediately signed up. I signed up like on the workshop, and Donis ran into this. When you go to log in, make sure that you don't pick build a plan, okay? And the reason that is because it's actually already done for you. So I'll just give you a real quick example how easy it is. It's just unbelievable, the ease of which, again, like I said, I was literally on pain medication, what I mean, doing this. And so there's options. The only one you have to do is contact, and you add your contact, and then literally, so for example, I added Angelica. The presentation is already built in for her. So that's literally all you have to do. So simple. Okay. So any questions, just generally speaking, about that at all, Don?
I'm just not clear on what Mary Alice was sharing about the AI. How does it automatically add to your contact list? If you do,
I don't know yet.
I went to the site that Lisa was just on, and I clicked tutorials, and the very first tutorial is get started. So
okay.
Cancel that.
So if I go back, let me get out of this.
Just cancel it.
This section.
The very first one, get started, and that's a little longer, and it actually covers everything that's pretty much in the other tutorials. But it's only 9 minutes. I mean, that isn't really
it's not a lot.
No. And talk to you about it's part of the AI within the link that you would put, because you put in there that, hey, I'm going to post this to Facebook or LinkedIn or some other social media, and it automatically says, okay, they have to add their name and an email in order for the whole
Video.
program,
Yeah.
the video to play. The reason being, they want to capture that, and it automatically, it's part of the AI, automatically goes to your dashboard and inserts their name in the contact list.
That's
Yeah.
brilliant.
It's a lead magnet. Exactly, Vicki. Exactly. And remember, friends, the why behind it or the how, we don't need to know because it's done for us. But so I want to challenge you all. These meetings are meant to show you what's available. We get to do the work. We get to go to the link. We get to watch the tutorial, the 9 minutes that Mariella spent. We each get to do that. I did it already. So this is about as close to do it for you as we can get, but we still have a part we get to play, which is what, doing our part to do that. So I challenge you all to make that commitment, to actually get into the system today, work on how we can, help you build this business. It is not me. It is, all done for us by these amazing leaders that we have. You know what I mean? So let's talk about, generally speaking, let's talk about a little bit about the 10 steps that I personally, it's, and there could be 5 steps, there's could be 20 steps. There's obviously lots of steps that we take to building a business, right? But I want to share with you the 10 that I personally have found tremendous value in. Okay. So first of all is pick an industry that you would personally benefit from learning about. That to me, I wish someone had told me this long ago. Personally speaking, I know that we all could use some knowledge about money. I know that that's true. I know that they're not teaching our kids about money. However, I also think it's really important to pick an industry that there is a need. Okay. So if you're not interested in learning about how money works and personally growing yourself, I would tell you to stop now, because that gets to be something that you get to continue to show up for yourself in, right? And let's talk about the industry, okay? The skill set, we know Sharon Lechter, she talks about money as a life skill. It's something that our kids are not being taught. So how are we going to make sure our children are prepared for the financial world that they all are going to face? They're facing it right now. They see it. I just saw my daughter. She has her own debit card that we entrusted with her. We have her on a budget that we send her money every month. We did this with all of our kids. They start in high school and they basically get a monthly budget of what we would typically give them. So instead of when Sierra and I go to the movies, she actually pays for herself and I pay for myself. But, it's money that she's been given that I would have spent anyway, but it gives her the ability to create some budgeting skills while she's under the safety of the roof of my house. She knows she has a place to stay. She knows she has food on the table, right? This skill set, she's on TikTok marketplace. I see her making purchases, these things are going to happen to our kids. And so we get to empower them around that. It gets to be a skill set that we share. We know that financial illiteracy is the #1 economic crisis in America. And we know that the role that we have chosen is really more of a financial coach than anything. It's a combination. It's a coach, it's a mentor, it's an advisor. I remember June read an article that she shared with us that the next generation, they're not looking for advisors. They saw what their parents did. They want to do something different. They're really looking for more of a life coach with a side of financial planning. I had a session with Rami today. I'm going through Rami's maximum income planning training, and he's actually showing Paul and I how to implement this in our own lives with Alvin. And, we brought up the conversation of Bitcoin, for example. And, his philosophy is that as an asset class, everyone should be building. He told Pedro about it in 2017, and Pedro was kicking and screaming, getting into it. And he said to this day, it's the one thing he can bring up on stage. And Pedro's like, okay, you did tell me. I'm glad you told me. I'm glad you pressured me. You know what I mean? The Gen Y, they all want to do something with the Bitcoin space, the crypto space. This is why I bring these experts to our community, because we get to not be left behind with this knowledge, right? Financial services, friends, it is the highest paid industry in the world. And there is such a need for what we do. We know that. Just in the baby boomers alone, there is a $68 trillion transfer of wealth that is happening right now. So how exciting is it that we're being equipped to be able to help with that transfer? Okay. So pick an industry that there's a need. Pick a group, an area of expertise that you would enjoy learning about, right? Secondly, find a community of like-minded people to support you, help you stay accountable. I had a conversation with my client, Stella. I don't know if Stella's on the line right now. Stella, I think she's here. She and I were having a conversation. She's been, for those of you that did the challenge last week, we had Rachel Jane as one of the speakers, and she had a free gift. And Stella opted in. She's been going to it for the last couple of days. And what she came to realize is that Rachel Jane's higher power is not Jesus. And what's interesting about that is I personally have realized I want to work with people that believe what I believe. Now, it doesn't mean that my marketing will not say higher power or divine power, because guess what? I also don't want the people that when they hear the word Jesus, their ears close. I want to be an inviting community. I want to be open. I'm very clear, obviously, in our workshops that we love Jesus and we love to share the good news, but I don't want to uninvite my Jewish friends or my Buddhist friends or my best friend that believes in the universe, the law of the universe, or my other best friend that is a Mormon believer. I never want to make those people not feel welcome, right? But Stella brought up a good point. Now we get to choose what other rooms are we going to be in. That tells me something. I didn't know that about Rachel Jane. I knew that there was a possibility. And that tells me, for me, when I go on a silent retreat, I want it to be Holy Spirit filled. So I probably won't go to Rachel Jane's now that I know that. Does that make sense? Resonate with anybody? Okay, cool. So picking our community, we are a Christ-centered community. We also, I think it's so important to leverage the ability of using mentors that have already achieved what you want to achieve. This was such a great lesson for me. That's why I created our workshops. These are all people that have skills and abilities that I want to learn from personally. I want for you all to be able to learn from. We're always looking for more mentors. So if you have people in your lives that you think would be a good benefit to our community, we want to hear about that. In fact, I want to remind each of you that you are all teachers, should you choose to be. I've asked, many of you have already been speakers for us, and I want you to continue to think about that as something to do for yourselves and be part of our speaking group as well. We love to leverage the skills and platforms. Leverage is one of our favorite words, as we know. and we love the affiliate model that we offer with our community. You will be getting your affiliate links by the end of the day today. My assistant had just a couple more updates that she was doing on the July workshop opt-in, but you will be getting those the rest by the end of the day. Is my fingers crossed they'll be ready. So be watching for that. But also leverage, friends, what I have learned. I have spent over almost $300,000 in different programs, in the last 6 years. And you don't have to spend that money. You get to leverage the skills and abilities that I've learned, as well as the speakers. There's every one of these people is on my speaker list of, Sharon's already been, Laurel's been, I have a speaker vision board, and I keep adding to it of who I'm going to get, to join us. Okay. Pick a business that has a built-in system that you can leverage. Man, I wish somebody had, even though I was in a business that had a system, again, my brain was not ready to receive that yet. I thought I needed to reinvent the wheel. Do you know what I mean? So you have with Better, you've already done that. You basically have picked a system, but now it's really your decision to create a plan to execute. What is your 30-day plan? What is your 60-day plan, your 90, your 1 year? What I love about the value of a system-driven business is we're automatically on the right side of the cash flow quadrant. We automatically are on the business owner sector where we're working with the hands of many people working for us and with us, where eventually our money will work for us while we're resting. And the idea with our group, we are leveraging, we have my overarching Lisa Williams Co. That's the workshops. That's my gift to you. We have our Better platform. We have Fortress Financial, which is our financial platform. Many of you may or may not know, I own a recruiting firm with my husband, 3C Legacy. It stands for our 3Cs, Cameron, Connor, and Sierra. So we leverage the systems built by other people to help us specifically. And with the Better platform, really, I look at Better as an education and awareness platform, and quite frankly, Fortress Financial as well. We help families with short and long-term savings. We help them with insurance protection. We help them with debt solutions, and we help them with preserving their wealth. What is being passed on to the next legacy, right? The Better platform, it does it all for us. You know what I mean? It's so, I've shared with you, many of you have received your stock certificates. Raise of hands for those of you that have your first year stock certificate. I have never seen a company that just keeps over delivering, and I've been part of many organizations. I've helped recruit the building of many organizations. I've been part of 2 startups that I personally benefited in stock options with my 2 previous companies that went public. And I will tell you, talk about there's no way on the planet that I've seen to actually multiply as quickly as you can when an IPO happens, Now, obviously, it's up to us. The things that Jeff and Curtis are putting in place, that's only making these stocks worth more. You know what I mean? So we get to all do our part. Where do you dream to go? The next thing I would ask you is really, what is your dream? Why are you doing what you're doing? If you don't have a vision of why you're doing what you're doing, it's going to be difficult for you to get there. You know what I mean? I think personally, back when I was first asked to dream about things like this, I really didn't have an idea about dreaming personally. It wasn't on my radar, it wasn't something that I personally had thought. My idea of when I was in corporate America, it was, you save X amount, so that eventually you can leave and you can live off the interest, right? That's the traditional model of corporate America. And by the way, I've done that. If I didn't want to work anymore, I could just live on what we've saved. But it would not be the lifestyle that now I know is possible. It wouldn't be traveling every single month to someplace new that I want to go. It wouldn't be buying a house for every single one of my kids outright. That these are the goals and the vision that I have now. It wouldn't be traveling to every single place on my vision board at the drop of the hat because money's not an issue, right? So it's the dreaming part gets to be a part of all of our lives, whatever that dream looks like for you. I know Mary Alice she loves to go on retreats, she does them already, but imagine being able to give a retreat to a friend that can't afford it. That lights me up. On my vision board, I have, many of you know, I have a group there's 4 of us. We've known each other since we were in 3rd grade, my chicken dinner girls. And did I tell you about chicken dinner? Does anyone know about chicken dinner? It's a little bit of a private thing, but basically when you're in a partnership, sometimes there's not as much intimacy as you would like. So we call it our chicken dinner. How's everybody's chicken dinner doing? How's the bedroom time doing? That's our chicken dinner group. But anyway, we travel every year together. And one of us is 2 of us really, even that is a stretch financially, and 2 of us were able to do it quite easily. My dream is that I get to take my girls to an all-inclusive resort yoga retreat where we get massages every day. We do yoga, we go on hikes. I already have the place that I have picked for us. And I just know personally that this is not something that 2 of them would ever dream of doing for themselves. So it gets to be my gift, I have it. These are the kinds of things that I want to encourage you to create a clear vision of why you are doing something. My daughter, I've told you about this. She wants to see the lanterns. She wants to go to a lantern festival. She wants to participate in that. So this is on my dream board. My husband, he loves to just go and lay down somewhere in the sun and do nothing. And we do that a lot, but I want to go, the next one, I go to, I want it to be like, we have our own private pool. We have our own, jacuzzi overlooking the ocean. It gets to be bigger. I personally want to see the Christmas markets. Guess what? Paul does not have any desire to see them. So I'm looking for friends that want to go with me, by the way. I'm planning this in about 3 years when Sierra's in college and I won't, have the goings on of college. So again, be watching for these invites from Lisa because she needs travel buddies, right? I want to see the windmills. I want to do it all. But I also want to encourage you to think about who is the vision of who you want to serve. A couple weeks, was it last week? We talked about, our ideal cloning. Who do we want to work with? Who would you love? You love working with that person. They provide tremendous transformational value. You get well paid for it. You can find them on the World Wide Web. That's what we talked about last week, is finding them on LinkedIn, right? So having a vision, creating a plan, that 30, 60, 90-day, 1-year plan, and committing to a marketing plan, leveraging the skills and abilities of others. This is what I love about what Better's enabling us to do right now, because I have not seen anything like it. I have paid, as I said, thousands for marketing systems, and there is nothing like it that I've seen. And quite frankly, the last one is plant your flag and don't give up. There's a goals worksheet that we are asked to do when we enter the Fortress Financial world, and you're starting to get leads from Pedro's community. And one of the questions he asks is, what do you want me to tell you? What do you want me to say to you when you tell me, Lisa, Alvin, I think I don't want to do this anymore. I don't think I'm cut out for it. What's the statement that he wants to be able to tell you? And my statement was, my question was, so does that mean you're done recruiting for Jesus, Lisa? That was my statement. That was my question, because that is what I believe we are doing, actually, by helping families with their finances, by helping them create their own economy so they are not beholding to whatever Yahoo ends up in president. Oh my gosh, did anyone watch those debates? It was so sad. I couldn't watch. It was like a train wreck. I wish we could scrap everybody and just start our whole government over. Pedro said at one conference, he said, humans have screwed up the two best ideas that were ever created: Christianity and democracy. And it was so true when you really think about it. You know what I mean? So true. So, friends, let's open up the floor. We have a little time. I want to see where everybody's at. I want to answer any questions people might have. Let's get some clarity on, what we can accomplish in the next 30 days with this new marketing system, because it is unbelievable. If we take advantage of this now and take action, just wait and see what'll happen in 30 days. It's unbelievable. So let's open up the floor. Questions, comments. Some of you may not even know what I'm talking about. So go to your better email, look and see what they just launched. I think there's a replay. Did anybody see did they post a replay yet of that? Okay.
I didn't see it yet, but they will.
Okay. And for those of you that are here on the call that maybe you've been away for a bit, I see my friend John Adams. Hi, John. Hi, Chris. Let me put my link in the chat, and let's schedule for all of you, anyone that's available here, that all of you, let's schedule an individualized better strategy call with me. This is one of my favorite things to do with people. Really, I look at, what does that look like? I look at, first of all, what do you have in hand? Who is the community that you already have in hand? Earlier today in our Ask Alvin meeting, he did a training on niche markets. And I will tell you what, one of the companies on the platform, Prosperity Tax, is, first of all, a company that I would really encourage all of you to start learning about and start thinking about how you can leverage that system. So the training that we did with Alvin today was about basically a program that enables you to take a multi-six-figure deduction from your business and turn it into tax-free retirement. What business owner wouldn't that not be a lean-in moment for them, right? I literally took that statement. I sent it to 3 of my friends that own businesses. Every single one of them said, no, I haven't heard of it. Then I responded back to them. It's called a guaranteed defined plan. This is one of the things our new carriers enable us to do. Let me know if you want to schedule time to discuss. One of them already scheduled time. 2 of them, they're getting back to me on their calendar. It's these kinds of things, my friends. Will someone post that sentence? Yes, I will, Don. These kinds of things that are, top of mind for business owners, right? So what a better strategy call does, what that looks like with me is I look at what you have in hand. Who is your market? Do you have a market? Mary Alice has a market in the veteran space, I know Lorena has a big market in the coaching space. She's in, communities that have a lot of coaches. Same with Vicki. Vicki, you come from the insurance space. We all have an industry or a community that we come from. I have a lot of people that I work with that their church community is a big part of, who they want to serve, right? So what I do in the Better Strategy call is I look at who you have in hand, and I brainstorm with you on how to go to market with Better. Okay, so if that would be something that would benefit you and you'd like to do that, please take advantage of that. Please take time with me. This is not, by the way, going out for all of my people that I spend every single week with. This is not my people I'm managing. We do that already. You know what I mean? So it's more for the people that are here that haven't been around and need to get some updates on that. So let's see, what else is top of mind? Don, if you weren't able to make the Ask Alvin training, yes, highly recommend. Oh, such a good training. Absolutely. Now, some of you are also wondering about, this community. There's so much here, and it's, there's a lot to understand about what we do, because we are made up of a number of groups that were leveraging their systems, right? So I wanted to also make sure you're aware of what's available to you, because there are meetings that happen every single week. Some of them, it depends on actually what you're doing with us. Okay. There's a schedule that I can share with you right now, a little bit about what to consider that you could say yes to. Okay. So we have on Mondays, this is for the people that are really more either licensed life and health licensed professionals or are in the process of doing that. Okay, so that's every Monday. We meet at 12 o'clock with Pedro and Alvin with Fortress Financial. We also have our workshop. We're here today every Tuesday at 12 o'clock. Okay. Now, also on Wednesdays, if you're, for example, only in Better, I would recommend you come to this meeting on Tuesdays, and you come to our Wisdom Wednesdays with Jeff with Better. Okay. And then if you're in all of it, I would recommend you also come to the Ask Alvin weekly training sessions. Those are Tuesdays and Thursdays Tuesdays at 9 and Thursdays at 12. This is a schedule that obviously continues to evolve and changes, so depending where you're at, we can also talk about in that strategy call, where should I go, Lisa? Like, what is my plan of attack? If this is a goal for you to create, to actually have a goal to really implement a new stream of income in your business, then that's what I would recommend you do, is have that call with me, and then let's talk about what makes sense for you. So any other questions right now? Anything coming up for people? We're getting ready to enjoy a long weekend. Paul and I have 3 parties. We're vacillating between which ones we're gonna do a little party hopping. Mary Alice, you have a question?
Not a question, just a comment, a thought of who to add to your vision board for the training.
Yes, I'm always looking for speakers. Absolutely.
You heard of John Acuff? Acuff.
I have, but I don't know who he is. I've heard his name though.
Guaranteed goals.
Okay.
And all it takes is a goal, and a few others he's written, but he's recently written a book. Oh, I had it up. Where did it go? Yeah, it's one of those, had it up and was looking at it. Now I don't know where it went, but anyway, it's for teenagers and it's brand new.
Nice. Okay.
It hasn't been released. There it is. How Teens Win by John Acuff, with L.E. Acuff, who I think is his wife, and McCrae Acuff, that I think is his daughter.
Okay.
But does your teen have their life figured out yet? If not, congrats, they're normal. They've
Oh, I
got their
love that.
they've got
Oh,
their
that
whole
sounds brilliant.
anyway, John Acuff, he's a great writer, he's a great speaker, wonderful sense of humor, not as bad as Jack Swanson.
Eric Swanson. Wasn't he just a stinker? I know, I love it. Mary Alice, will you text me that, please? Will you send me that? And I'm gonna put in my in the chat right now my link also for those of you that we haven't. Stephanie, I haven't seen you in a while, my dear. Pick time with me. I want to catch up. And for anyone that wants to, please take me up on this. I love helping people. You know, I'm meeting with I may have told you we totally furnished our living room, and it's looking so I'm so excited right now. And the I'll send you a picture when it's done. Right now it's a little crazy. We have like 4 couches in there because the old ones haven't been picked up yet. But we were at Mathis Furniture and we met this lovely man, Len. He was so beautiful, just the whole experience. You know, when you purchase something and you just feel good the whole way through. This is how it was. I knew immediately he loved Jesus. We talked about our faith. I'm always curious, like, how did you get into furniture sales? You know, and he talked to us about that. And by the end, I felt like he was a new friend, you know, and I just let him know, hey, if you ever, you know, think about switching industries or even adding an industry to your life, you know, give me a ring. And we're having coffee on Wednesday. Who knows what it'll turn into? But my point is, friends, you know, put yourself out there to be available for what you are meant to receive. You know, you are looking for the people that are looking for you. Everyone we know, whether they'll admit it or not, has some growth in their financial world that they could use and benefit from, right? And so we get to be those catalysts to allow people, show them another way. It doesn't have to be, you know, in all my recruiting years, whenever I asked someone, how did they pick what they were doing for a living? Almost every single one of them said either my parents did it, I accidentally landed in it, you know, or it was really my only choice. I worked with a lot of people from Indian cultures or in Chinese cultures that were like, you had a couple choices when I was growing up. You could be a doctor, you could be, you know, an attorney, or you could be maybe an engineer, like a tech professional, which is a lot of the people that I worked with, right? Think about instead asking your children, what kind of lifestyle do you want to live when you're, you know, growing in your life? Where do you want to live? Do you want to live by the beach? Do you want to be able to travel? You know, that's what we should be asking our kids. And then from there, okay, what are the skills that I get to develop, right? What are the skills that I get to develop that will enable me to live that lifestyle? And by the way, an employee is not the way you do it. I'm sorry, it just isn't. I was a very rare case. I was a highly paid technology and financial services recruiter, a partner in a firm. And I never made more than, like, I think my best year was 400, little over 400,000. Granted, that was very good money, but nowhere near what we are making. We will be making here when we are industry flippers, when we are table turners for the kingdom. Because when you partner with God, there is no stopping you. And that is when he really shows off. That is how he's going to do it. Because we cannot do what we are saying we're going to do without leveraging our Holy Spirit, leveraging God, leveraging Jesus, the plan that he has for our life, that we are his masterpiece, that there is nothing too big for him to accomplish. That's when people are going to be asking, how did they do this? This small army of people, how did they do this? What's a TPA? I don't know what that is. Where's that question coming from, Don? What's a TPA?
He's Burgess's response. She said, I went to help my dad at his TPA. He started while I sent out resumes to figure out what I'll do with my life.
Oh, it was her dad's insurance company. Yeah.
Oh,
And, and by the way, though, financial services is a very well-paid industry, but not if you're an employee, by the way. That's what I always talk about. The average financial advisor only makes up to $80,000 because they're employees. They are not owning their practice. They are not creating their own economy. They're building a dream for someone else's dream, right? So in our community, we are building dreams for families to own, to create their own economy, that they do not have to worry which Yahoo is in office, changing our taxes or changing our healthcare, because they have plenty, right? They have plenty. So anything else anybody wants to share before we wrap? Go ahead, Don.
I asked a question before we started earlier. If I could just speak with you for about 5 minutes.
Of course you can, Barb. Stay on the call after this. Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Of course you can. Don, did you have a question?
I just wanted to say, I'm glad that, excuse me, you're bringing up leverage. The one place I was when I wasn't sure what I was going to do, I was in the Census Bureau. And I met somebody who wouldn't even give me how much he made. He goes, because you won't even believe how much I make. And I said, well, what do you do? He says, I'm a leverager. And what he actually did was he bought and sold companies. And he leveraged that. So I love that you're sharing leverage. I love that you're having us to dream and just to think about those things. And that clarification of, financial services and how much you make is so important, because people think, oh, I'm a banker, I'm okay. Oh, I work for, Schwab, I'm good, and we're just so drilled in. So many have still been drilled in from childhood, to work for someone. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Hi, Shakina. Good to see you, my dear. So friends, make sure it says that yes, Chris, let's schedule time. The better replay was just dropped. So check your inbox and look for that if you haven't had a chance to watch it. Shakina, let's get some time together, honey. I put my link in the chat, so let's catch up. Anyone else, please pick some time with me. Next week, we're going to be having my friend Lori. She's going to be helping us set up get more empowered around crypto. She's going to give us some knowledge about how to set up our, is there iDecide training? Okay, cool. She's going to talk to us about how to set up our own crypto wallet. So there's going to be some great value there. And then the following week is our challenge. So be watching for your affiliate link to be able to, we're switching affiliate models. So there is a request that you have to make to get your affiliate link now. Most of you, I think, have already done that, but if you haven't, just watch for that direction on how to do that. Sound good? All right, everybody. We'll see you soon. Barb, why don't you stay on, honey, and we can chat for a few minutes.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.